What is up, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Why Did I Buy a Mini Truck? As you can see, I pulled the masking off of the front windshield, and that is because today we're going to be doing a couple small things. So I'm going to be pulling the doors off so we can spray this top portion and the upper portion of the frame black on the inside of the door. We're also going to be doing the same thing here for the whole door jamb. We're going to get this all sprayed. We're going to pop off the latch and the striker. I was a little like weirded out when I saw this crease right here, and then I noticed that there's also some weird formations up here. So I'm not sure if this is like normal hard body stuff or if this thing was like rolled at one point, but when I was doing the soundproofing up top, I didn't notice anything weird or wonky. So if somebody could chime in. I mean, these look normal down here, like little rain channels or whatever, but I've just never seen anything kind of like this. No, there's like a seal that goes up here and all kinds of stuff, so like you don't really see it. So if somebody has a hard body and they've seen this, let me know that I'm not, wasting my time on a truck that's been rolled. But I don't think so. I think it's just factory stuff. Anyway, we got to come in here. We got to clean all this up before we paint. I mean, there's just like all kinds of stuff in here, and I didn't really prep past here when we went to go paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to mask off from the very top here. And we're going to mask all of this down when we go to spray the doors and the door jambs. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Back here, we need to cut off the old gas tank mount still. And then there is some stuff I need to do with the forelinks, which is why I'm kind of postponing that video, because I need to still pull the lower ball joints out of here and prep the lower control arm setups for paint. And then I did get in the new hangers for the rear lower portion of the forelink. Now these are 3-inch, which is what the rear bars are that go to the axle into the frame. And then the upper portion of my forelink is the 2.5-inch. So I am still waiting on the 3-inch poly bushing kit to come in. So for now, we'll get the old setup cut off and we will get this all welded in. I think it looks nice. Very excited to see how that turns out. As you guys know, this one over here is not only bent, but it's also broken away from the frame. That is not super cool. So we're gonna get those off today, and we are going to weld in the new ones, and then we'll have to wait for the bushings to show up to actually finish that part of the forelink. So I'd like to get it all as one video, so that one's going to be postponed for now. However, we're going to be moving forward by pulling the doors and getting all of these inner portions of the door frame and the windows painted and the inside part of the door painted. I do have brand new pins, which is awesome. They are the reason why not so much this door, but the driver's side door has a tendency to sag. And I've adjusted it as best I can here at the hinges, but it's still just like has some play. Narrowed it down to the pins. They're just like really worn out. So we're gonna go ahead and get those replaced when we have the door off. So that'll be really nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out so far. Now there is no clear coat. Technically the Clear FX is a clear coat, but we're going to be actually spraying the whole truck with a 2K clear, so I didn't want to spray the bay yet. Plus we need to clean this up a little bit and wipe it down before we would do that anyway. What I'd like to do is wait to do the clear coat until we're clear coating the entire truck, and we'll just spray the whole thing at the same time. So that'll just be easier for me and easier for you guys to watch. So one of the things I am going to be doing when the forelink is all down, we'll also be painting this whole rear section here. We're going to just use Raptor liner or possibly the same black with the Clear FX oil slick top coat, but we'll see. don't want to go too crazy with that stuff because a little bit of it will do you just fine. We're also going to be cleaning up the rear axle, and we're just going to go with a satin black back there, so it'll all look really good. Make sure everything's nice and protected. Now, the only portion of the frame that we're not going to paint or do anything to is going to be pretty much from here back, and that's because we're going to be doing some fabrication back here to weld in the tabs for the fuel cell. So I'd like to wait to do any paint work back there. And we also need to go ahead and make sure our grounds are nice and cleared on the rear portion of the frame as well. So I am going to get cracking on pulling the doors and getting everything backmasked, and then I will catch you guys here shortly. So stay tuned. And just like that, with the power of forgetting to record, the door jambs and rear windows are all masked off and painted. It was totally my fault. So there was a lot of cleanup to do in here, and then we just went through here and gave it a nice sand. We got it sprayed out. So nothing too crazy. Like I said, this is just a black base coat. There is no clear on any of this. We do still have to sand the body down, but getting all this done, I mean, not too bad for just a rattle can. I'll show you the other side. And over here, surprise, it looks the same. So we got all the inside portion of where the window is sprayed. I did just spray these because there are some spots that when I go to block sand this, it'll be nice to have that black down so I could see those low spots, because there are a few. But we got the VIN placard off. We got all that stuff off. Like I said, just one nice base coat down. We will come back through and we'll clear everything at the same time. But really, I mean, it's starting to come along. I almost want to just spray the truck black at this point, since everything right now but the roof and these two little side panels are black. But we are not spraying the truck black. I've had a lot of black cars before. They do not do well. They show like a lot of scratches, a lot of scuffs. So like I said, this is all rattle can also, so this is not professional by any means. This is literally just me coming out here, prepping the surface. You know, we did use this multi-purpose foaming prep cleaner. Cleaned it all off with some paper towels. Then went through and picked up any static stuff that was left with a little piece of tape, and then just sprayed. So like I said, guys, not a professional paint job at all. It is coming out pretty decent though, and I am surprised because it is only like 68 in this garage, so it's not super warm, and warming up the cans definitely helped. But yeah, so this is where we're at. So nice and black all the way around and all these little jams. We're gonna let this sit for a few days while we work on the 4-link stuff and prep these out for paint. I still gotta pop those ball joints. Got a little sidetracked getting this all done, but pretty stoked with how it's turning out so far. So I appreciate everybody sticking around and watching it. We are gonna get new striker bumpers. They are the little rubber U-shaped things that go around the striker. I was able to track some of those down, so very cool there. And yeah, like I said, we're just gonna keep rolling on this. So now that this is done, we'll bring these doors over to the other shop and we will spray. I'm not gonna film it because it's gonna be really nothing. We're just gonna scuff down the inner portion of the window frame and the door jamb on the door, and we're just gonna spray it, replace those pins that we have, and make sure we are good to go. So I'm very excited. Yeah, so you can see a low spot right here actually. Right there's a low spot. So when I go to sand, that'll be really, really helpful. It's almost like putting down that little black rub-on stuff. I don't know. I'm not a professional painter. So this is where we're at for the day, guys. I appreciate everybody watching. This is a quick little tiny mini truck, mini update. Just wanted to get something out there for you guys so you can see that we are actively working on this thing as much as possible. I was serious about that deadline. I am hoping the first week or 2 weeks of March to have this thing back on all 4 wheels on the bags, and I'd like to have all the brake lines bent, all the new steering components up here in the front, and I'd also like to have the engine and transmission in. So we're going to be rolling, even if there's no doors on it, even if there's no glass in it. We're definitely going to get this all done. And then we do have to still go in here and do a bunch of fun stuff in there. Nothing really too crazy. We are going to rework that fuse panel box now that I got the ABS in, and we are going to tidy it all up. I am actually thinking about tucking that auxiliary fuse box kind of in the little cubby in there, like right down in there, or on the opposite side, just kind of tuck it out of the way. I was also thinking about maybe mounting my air tank actually along the back wall, since there's not rear seats in this, it's just the fold downs, and we're only gonna have one fold down in there, and it's gonna be behind the passenger side, so we'll see what we can work out. I am also gonna be redoing like all the airlines. The stuff that we did just to get it moving around was really just to like make sure the air suspension looks good, make sure it worked. I will keep a lot of these well nuts in that we put in to mount the airlines. I'm just not 100% sure where we're going to mount the Jack's foreplay at. So wherever that is will determine kind of where the lines end up being routed. Here in the front, I am thinking about running them up and in through the cab as opposed to down and underneath like they are right now. But I guess we'll just have to see kind of where that ends up. So it's definitely been a fun weekend, getting some stuff knocked out. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are rolling on those projects. I'm really excited to continue this. I think this has definitely been, it was more than I was expecting originally. Like I thought, hey, we'll just paint it, clean it up a little bit, fix some of the air suspension stuff, and then we'll be good to go. Little did I know, in just 4 short months, that this thing would literally just be a frame with a rear axle sitting in a garage. So very excited. It's crazy to see it in this state right now, because just like 2 weeks ago none of this was done. So it's really cool. I don't know, I'm getting sidetracked. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you in the next one.